sit down with Prime Minister Netanyahu and kind of just ask him some questions about what we read online and
get educated.
If somebody told me, would you interview Netiniaho? I was like, hell yeah, but I'll be prepared. And I think the biggest part of you that you were not prepared, 2 years under like the biggest genocide in our history, you guys had no idea what's going on. Saying this because you're my little brothers, but you're not little, right? You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old and you need to be aware of what's happening in the world.
But that's what you had there. That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then, you know, how long did it take to get in there? We're still investigating why it took so long.
How come an attack was allowed for 6 hours in the most heavily surveilled part in the world? The October 7th was used in order to tell people, look to the Jewish people that were killed. But you don't understand that you pay $millions as Americans, as Canadians, to protect those Jewish people. So it's not just like an intelligence failure. It was a deliberate way to let people get slaughtered. And what did he tell you when you asked him what happens? Like, we're still investigating it. Really investigating it for 2 years? You don't know how people for 6 hours continued to kill people?
Boy, our soldiers fought like lions. I mean, they are very brave, very dedicated, and very noble. And the last thing they want is to kill civilians.
Old blitzkrieg. You know what's blitzkrieg? It means flash attack. This is the Nazi did. They do like a very coordinated attack very quickly, very fast. It's like very simple messaging. Decapitated babies, mass rape, right? So there's an emotional response. People get so angry, and then after a couple of days, everybody goes back to their Netflix, to their UFC fight, to the NBA.
That's the difference. The women there get shot on the sidewalk, and an Israeli woman pilot helps liberate Iran.
And then the same guy who cares about women and children, he already killed more than 28,000 women and children in the less than a year and a half.
Well, because we're trying to get the food in, and we let food trucks in, and guess what happens when we let them in? Hamas steals the food, takes the good chunk for itself, then sells at inflated prices. They jack up the prices, and then they sell the food to its population, to its hungry population.
Look, it's not starving. It's just not happy. It's not our fault. You remember, I told you before, it's the same argument they used before. They bombed every single hospital in Gaza. It's not us, it's Hamas. They bombed every single school in Gaza. It's not us in Hamas. They killed 60,000 people. It's Hamas' fault. You see the pattern?
Well, the Jewish people are 3,500 years old, all right? Remember Moses parting the Red Sea? You know, that's about 3,500 years ago. So we have a great history of great tragedy and great triumph.
The ideal situation that Israel should not be coming in and occupying a country that's not theirs. And I know that you went there and you were raised all your life saying that this is our country, our place. You understand that Israel started by refugees from Europe, people who escaped the Nazis. This was a European problem. Most of those people were in Ukraine and Russia and Poland and Germany. And then they went through incredible hardship. Why would they come to the Middle East and take a land that belonged to other people? That is the core of the problem. The core of the problem is not just starvation or the daily killing. It is people coming in and trying to take a land from other people.
But I'm concerned that the young people in America, some of them are getting the wrong picture of Israel, vilification, demonization. You can feed them a lot of lies. So the only way you can fight lies is with the truth.
There are like Jewish professors who lost their position because they stood with the pro-Palestinian side. But they don't talk to you about that. They want you to think it is Jewish people against everybody else. They don't talk to you about the Jewish Voices for Peace, the people who their slogan is not in my name. We will not allow Israel to use our name in order to continue with the genocide. They are not telling you about the Israeli bloc that was in all of the university protests or in all of the protests in London and in Paris and in New York. They want to, again, the same image that they were created in Israel, the way that they use that propaganda in order to blind you of what's happening. They're not telling you about the other side. So they keep putting you in that box. It is Jewish people against everybody else. It is not true.
Hamas embeds itself, the Hamas monsters, terrorists, and terrorists are the terrorists.
You have to understand that this all started by people coming from a different country, going into a different country, killing everybody, taking their land. There will have to be resistance movement, whether you call these resistance movement terrorist, whether you, Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist for 20 years of his life, right? He was called Nelson Mandela, who was like the beacon of liberation. He was classified by the American government as a terrorist, right? And now people are saying, Hamas, if there was no occupation, there will be no Hamas, there will be no resistance, right?